Welcome back. You're watching the morning news right here on CNN News 18. We're now taking you to a story that's been our top story over the last few days. The land subsidence that very much continues in Uttarakhand's hill town of Joshimath. Now, the story and the land subsidence continues to wreak havoc in the town and the lives of the thousands of people who had to shift out of there. On Sunday, yesterday, there were reports of 2 more hotels that are leaning towards each other as we speak. Wider cracks have also appeared in the neighbouring areas. When it comes to the Joshimath Oli ropeway, whose operations were suspended over a week ago, land subsidence has aggravated the entire area. Oli, remember, is India's premier skiing resort. It's struggling to find any tourists this year. Now, I do want to bring you more details about how the areas around Joshimath, not just Joshimath, have been affected. This is a ground report brought to you by my colleague. Take a look.
Oli is India's premier ski resort destination in Uttarakhand, usually sees a lot of footfall during this time of the winter. But because of the cracks seen in different parts of Joshimath, this is something which has triggered panic among the tourists. Now, the locals here have been saying that during the last year, 10 to 15,000 was the influx of tourists on a daily basis. But because of the less snowfall and the cracks seen in Joshimath and in different towns of Uttarakhand, this is something which has caused 80% reduction of the tourists here in Oli.
कैसे चल रहा है काम?
बिल्कुल नहीं चल रहा सर काम, क्योंकि ये जो अभी जोशीमठ के हालात की वजह से लोगों ने काफ़ी हाईलाइट कर रखा है, उससे काम बिल्कुल ठप है। टूरिस्ट नहीं आ रहे हैं, टूरिस्ट एकदम कम हो रखे हैं।
क्या क्या आपको कारण लगते हैं कि टूरिस्ट कम आ रहे हैं इस बार?
वही सीन है सर, जो ये जोशीमठ में आपदा आ रखी है, ज़मीनें फट रही, उसी कारण लोग डर रहे, इसलिए नहीं आ पा रहे हैं सर। अगले साल कम से कम दिन के 10,000 15,000 आदमी प्रत्येक दिन आ रहे थे सर, और हमारा भी काम अच्छा चल रहा था। केवल ये विंटर का 3 महीने का सीजन चलता है, उसी में हम रोजगार करते हैं। पिछले साल तो सर कम से कम 10,000 8,000 लोग प्रत्येक दिन आते थे। उस हिसाब से अभी तो जीरो के बराबर लोग नहीं है सर ओली में।
बर्फ़ की कमी होने के कारण एवं जोशीमठ में आपदा होने के कारण यहाँ पे टूरिस्ट बहुत कम मात्रा में दिखाई दे रहे हैं, जिससे हमें हमारी रोजी रोटी का संकट उत्पन्न हो गया है। मेजर रीज़न है जोशीमठ आपदा के कारण ही है सर। जो जोशीमठ में भूधंसा हो रहा है, वैसे लोग डरे हुए हैं, और मेन रास्ता जो है जोशीमठ से यहाँ आने का होता है। इकोनॉमी सर, जो हम लोगों की रोजी रोटी है गरीब लोगों की, वो तो लगभग छिनी चुकी है। इससे हम लोग काफ़ी चिंतित हैं एवं परेशान हैं सर।
कितने प्रतिशत की गिरावट है टूरिस्ट को लेकर के और क्या कारण है गिरावट का?
गिरावट का कारण मैन ये है कि यहाँ पे बर्फबारी कम होने के वजह से गिरावट है। दूसरा जो है कि जो जोशीमठ भूधंसा हो रहा उसकी वजह से।
Okay, we're going to bring you more details around the situation in Joshimath and what residents in the area continue to demand. Remember, residents have organized themselves. They're calling the rescue and the rehabilitation efforts that have been put forward by the Uttarakhand government inadequate. You've had residents in the area group themselves and organize themselves. They've come together in a movement that they're calling the Joshimath Bachao Sangharsh Samiti. And their primary charge is that they continue to demand that the Tapovan Vishnugarh project of the National Thermal Power Corporation be closed down. Remember, my colleague Nikhil is actually with us, so we're going to go over to him very quickly. We'll get more details from him. Nikhil is with us from the Joshimath town itself. Let's go over to him. Nikhil, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Nikhil, for the residents of Joshimath, the last few days have been hard. Apart from the cracks and the rehabilitation efforts, there's been rainfall. I know some predictions also say that there's going to be snow. I want to understand from you, Nikhil, can you check us and check in with us? Can you tell us how the residents are feeling, what their demands are currently? Tell us more.
Well, to start with the weather update, since last day and today as well, and for the next few days, there is prediction of a bright sunrise here in Joshimath. So this is something which is a sigh of relief for all the residents who are part of this particular area. But apart from this particular thing, we have been told by the Met officials that the Thursday and Friday, another spell of rainfall is expected in this particular place. This is the reason why all the residents of the nearby places, they are suffering because of the same. And there is some of of the fear among them that what if the rainfall and the intensity of the same occurs and it increases with time, then some of the trouble will definitely be there for them. But as far as the other things are concerned, yes, there are some of the new cracks as well which are being developed. But on the same side, there is team of experts which is already present here on the grounds here, and the multiple teams here are working. They are carrying out the survey. The visual is being done through the use of drones as well. So now the cracks are being observed as to what was the intensity of the cracks, how much it is going to affect the same, because now the agenda and the priority of the top of the state government and the district administration is to make sure that how to reduce the damage in the days to come. So this is the reason why, to ascertain the exact cause of the sinking in of this particular town, is it becomes important. So on one side the evacuation continues to take place. There are some of the other places as well which are reporting crack, and not just Joshimath, Toya, there are other towns as well, including that of Karnaprayag, from where we have shown the report from. There is Chamoli's, other towns as well which are reporting the same kind of crack. So this is something which has become a headache for the state government. This is the reason why all the officials, in fact yesterday as well, the deputy secretary in PMO, Mr. Gildial, he was all here in the town. He was inspecting the teams and the survey work which was underway here in Joshimath. And on the other side, we have also shown you the report that how the tourism of the area has been impacted, because this is something which we have been continuously saying, that Joshimath is the gateway to pilgrimage site Badrinath, Hemkund Sahib, and at the same time it is the gateway for the ski destination resort, which is India's premier, that is Oli. So the tourism as well is impacted at the same time, which is another reason of worry for the state government and the locals.
Nikhil, I want to understand from you, we were telling our audiences that residents have organized themselves into the Joshimath Bachao Sangharsh Samiti. And I want to ask you, I know in the past few days in particular, there demands that the government development projects, particularly the Hydel project, be shut down. Those demands have only grown louder. Can you tell us how authorities are responding to these demands?
Well, Toya, as you have rightly mentioned, yes, the noise about the NTPC has become louder than ever before. In fact, if you go to the town, to the main city, to the market as well of Joshimath, there are different posters, banners which are now in place in different corners of the town, where the slogan says that NTPC should now go back. So this is the anger among all the residents. At the same time, they are continuously saying that NTPC project Tapovan Vishnugarh is the same, which is responsible for the same. But the official word is already out from the NTPC. They have been saying, in fact, they have denied any of the cause because of them for the sinking in town of this particular city. But again, we are saying that this is not just NTPC project. There are other projects as well in this particular area, including that of BRO, Hilang bypass. It has also been stopped at the same time. But there are a couple of reasons which are responsible for the same, because in Karnaprayag, the construction of the all-weather road is the one which is responsible. So the government needs to...
Thank you for bringing us those details. As you've pointed out, multiple critics have criticized the development the entire region has gone through in the last few years. It's time right now for a short break. On the other side, in just a few minutes, more of the country's top stories.